Hey everybody, this is William Smith with Kentucky Traditional Leather and Forge, and doing a video today for the Blacksmith series. And what I figured I would do is kind of go over some the resources that I use and helpful tips that I set down and utilize for basically learning, teaching, and my everyday practice. What I set down going to try to do is kind of go from left to right here, and once again try to tie the two series together on why I'm doing it. Um, this is my strike light pouch, and it's made of the brain tan, which is part of the tanning, of course. But inside is my flint and steel kit, for fire starting. I don't always use this for starting the forge. I do have other means, sometimes the hand drill and things. Purely blacksmithing is the J hook that was used to in the follow along with our apprentice Kurt. This is the one that I made, and his job was to follow along with it. And the video series that we're doing is a pretty much a way for him to follow along or document um, his learning part, and everything that we make in this. Hopefully we'll be able to keep a physical example for it for future classes, and if he wants to take a picture of it later on, or draw it out. um, Going to my stack of notebooks and things, I've got my black notebook that I've used for years. I've got my tablets that I set down to keep dimensions of projects that I have worked on, sketches. I utilize pencil, pen, highlighter with these, and these are invaluable resources, as I said. And you can see I've got a couple of different notepads and tablet sets that I can go back at any time and see what I did last year, see what I did as a student of blacksmithing myself, through my apprenticeship, journeyman and things. And we'll get into the different levels of the learning in blacksmithing later on. But something that I'm using more modern day is the tablets and our smartphones, for learning and for references, keeping things on. I can do it all, in one part. Is I've got the pen stylus along with the drawing and note taking, on my tablet. Just to give you one reference, here is a drawing that I did, as far as a blacksmithing project, for it. This, in itself has a highlighter onto it, that if I'm writing notes or typing out notes, I can highlight things. It really has become invaluable to me in the last 30 days as I've planned on setting up these videos, not only with my tablet, but in conjunction to where my phone has a stylus with it and has the same drawing capabilities, note-taking, used in combination. Like this video that I'm shooting here is for YouTube. I sat down and utilized this for being able to lay out my ideas for it. But I can watch videos on here, take notes, or I can sit down, take pictures with my phone, video, of Kurt, or if I go to an event, in order to bring it home and watch it, or to study something that I may have done, or one of these videos, to where trying to watch myself in front of the videos to make sure that I am, if you want to say, just editing the videos that we make here. The it is definitely becoming valuable, for today's modern age. The where I teach Kurt inside the forge, this technology also allows me to sit down and monitor how I teach, to where I can also sit down and teach, over YouTube to people I've never met. moving on, some of my references that I utilize, I mentioned in the intro to blacksmithing part, my introduction to everybody, is The Art of Blacksmithing by Alex Beeler. This is the book that I sat down and used, and the nice thing about it is about blacksmithing all the way through. I mentioned utilizing the highlighter, and in here let me turn to the first chapter here, and basically you can see where in the first chapter I highlighted what it is exactly that a blacksmith is. It's I've got other parts in here, something that if you're reading a book, having a bookmarker, create one out of anything that you can, cardboard or so. You can bend a page as you're going. Alex Beeler wrote other books. Here's the Tools That Built America that I was talking about. And later on I hope to do some videos, possibly, if everybody's interested in book reviews. Anything that I got in my library or that I'm showing, of course I'm going to give a good review on. The other books that I got is kind of like references when I'm working or trying to do something. This is this entire Forge old catalog, April 1990, for tools. With it, blacksmiths always got to have tools. If you need to make one, probably find it in there. The early American wrought iron, which kind of gives me a couple ideas. This is 3 volumes in one by Albert Son. It's all sketches in this one, which kind of gives me an idea on how I need to do my sketches, or practicing for it. Getting more into technical references, probably more in-depth reading, different things, is Practical Blacksmithing, the original classic, in 1 volume, for it, or the Complete Modern Blacksmith, which I utilize this for working on my trip hammer, for which you will not find, those kinds of different things. Sometimes if you are planning something out, you may not exactly know how to do it, or you want a shortcut to it, is one of these blacksmithing projects for it. It's got everything laid out, shows you how to do it. It's got references for it, everything drawn out. You can highlight as in projects that you've done, take notes over here on ideas that you had changing this up. There's other kinds of references like decorative ironwork in this one. You start going along, you'll start getting your own ideas, or you may see something. We live around Lexington, Kentucky, to where I see a lot of ironwork there. People who are in Florida sometimes can see the old Spanish. I grew up in Europe, so there was a lot there that I wish I had known I was going to be into blacksmithing and could have drawn. And that's what brings me back to right here. I can sit down, do Google searches for all that. I can see the different things, blow it up. The advanced world that we live in doing this traditional blacksmith style course, is you can't be beat. So I'm going to leave it right there. Let your imaginations go. And try to sit down and think about this as you follow along on the blacksmith things. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for following. And look for us on Facebook, Kentucky Traditional Leather and Forge. Comment and let us know what you think. Thank you very much.